This is going to be a great video to watch if you're a first responder or if you're a hobbyist in the fire alarm and safety community. Firefighters are often tasked with the job of resetting a fire alarm system, and having worked for 3 different fire departments now, it's become pretty clear that knowing how to reset each and every fire alarm pull station and the panels and stuff, that can all be a little confusing as you can see there's so many different kinds of brands and types and models. So I thought I'd make a video. Today I have all of my main fire alarm pull stations here. I have other ones, but these are all the main ones. And I'm just going to go through, pull them all, and then show you how to reset them all. Just a note, never try to reset a pull station in a building that you do not have authorization to reset. So I'm not showing you how to do this so you can go pull a fire alarm and then reset it and then run away. That is not the purpose of this video. This is just for general knowledge for first responders and hobbyists that collect these used fire alarm pull stations that were taken out of buildings and are no longer in use. So this right here is a simplex T-bar pull station. Some of them are dual action, some of them look older, some of them look newer, some of them have a little break glass piece in right here, but they all pretty much reset the same. They pull just like that, you pull down, and then to reset, it's actually really easy. You take the simplex key, put it in, turn it, open it up, and then you just have to close it. This is spring loaded. On the inside there's just a button so you don't have to flip any switches. You literally just open the pull station and close it. This right here is a Notifier BNG1. There's a few different kinds of styles of these. Some of them are red, some of them look even older than this, and some of them look even newer than this, but they're all pretty much about the same. And the back piece is attached to the wall, so when you pull it, the whole front of the pull station actually comes down. And as you can see, all that does is release this button right here. So if we're resetting this, a lot of people will stick the key in and then push the pull station into the wall, then turn the key and then turn it back and then take it out. You can do that, that does work, but as you can see when you push the pull station into the wall, this metal piece pushes this little piece back in, which can actually snap this piece. So it's best to just push the pull station in to where it hits the button, then turn the key, then close it, and then turn the key back out. Right here is an example of a red one. As you can see, it looks the same, just as red. And then here's an older style version. It's all the same. This right here is a Siemens MSI-20B. They are rebranded by a few different companies, so you might see a different label at the bottom, but they all pretty much look the same. Some of them are single action, so it won't have this push in here part. It'll just be single action where you just pull it down. But pulling it is pretty simple. You just push in, pull down like that, and then in order to reset it, you have to take a hex key that goes with it, and then just untwist this. It'll pop open, and as you can see, it's spring loaded. And on this one too, there's just a button, so you just have to close it and then retighten the key. This right here is an EST FX-278. It's an addressable pull station. Some of them, once again, are single action, so it won't have this black bar. It'll just say pull for fire, but pretty simple. You just lift the handle, pull down, and then to reset it, some models will have a screw in the top where you just have to put a flathead screwdriver in, twist it, and then this comes down. And then other models will have a key. Most of them will have a key, but some might have the flathead screw on the top that you have to use. So for this one, there's a key, so we're going to go ahead and put it in, twist it open. And on this one, as you can see, there's a switch, so you do have to flip the switch back down. That is something you have to do. And then it's not spring loaded on this one, so you have to lift this black dual action bar back up. Make sure this is closed, the pull bar, the pull handle, whatever you want to call it. And then just make sure that's back to normal. Then you can close the pull station and then either turn the key or just snap it back up if there's a flathead screw in the top. This right here is a vintage local alarm game wall sentry. Some of them look newer than this. Some of them might have a little dual action bar on top, but they all reset pretty much the same. You just pull it like that. As you can see, that's all you need to do. This handle just pops on down. And then on the top, as you can see, there's a screw here. Some of the screws on the newer models will be very, very small. And as you can see on these older models, it's very big. So you just use a flathead screwdriver, open it up. See how I'm unscrewing the screw? This comes down, there's a switch here. Make sure, if there's a toggle switch, make sure you flip that switch back to the position it was when it was in normal condition. And then on this one, the handle is not spring loaded too, so you do have to push the handle back up and then close the pull station and retighten the screw. Here's another pull station that you'll see. These are becoming even more uncommon, but I still have seen them around. This is a simplex chevron. Some of them are made by different companies, some of them look newer. You know, there's a lot of different types of brands and models, but they all generally will look like this. To pull down, you just pull down like that. It's hard to recognize when these are pulled down, so just pay close attention that there's a little bar right there where it's been pulled down. And as you can see, once it's pulled down on all these pull stations, you can't just push them back up. You have to have some sort of tool. So use a hex key. It just takes a small hex key. This one's already unlocked, but in a building it's going to be locked. So you have to just take a small size hex key, and then it just pops back up. As you can see, it's spring loaded. And this one has a button, so all you have to do is just close it back up and then retighten the hex key. This right here is an Ansel fire suppression system discharge. What you have to do is break this glass and pull this handle. For these, they're commonly found in kitchens and that kind of a thing where they have a fire suppression system. This would be something that would be very, very hard to reset as a fire department or as a building maintenance person. This would be something you would want to call your local fire alarm company to come out and get that reset, because often it's attached to a whole string, which is then attached to a panel, and it's just a whole process usually to reset these. So this right here is an FCI MS2. They're starting to become pretty uncommon, but I still have seen them around. They pull just like that, dual action. Some of them are single action, as you can see here. You just pull it down, but they both reset the same way. As you can see, you just have to stick the correct key in the bottom here, turn it. It can be a little stiff, just letting you know. And you just have to make sure that that toggle switch got flipped back down to the normal position, and then close it back up, and then turn the key. This right here is a Firelight BG10. These are extremely common, so you're going to need to know how to reset these if you're a first responder or if you're in building maintenance. So they pull just like that. As you can see, there's a little bar here. It's pulled. And some of them, you will either have to use a hex key right here to put in untwist open to reset, or you can just use a key on some models that take a key. So most of them will take a key. Most of them I've seen take a key. So you just, in that case, you just put the key in, twist it open, and the lever is spring loaded on this one, and there's a button on the inside. So that just makes it easy. You just have to open it and close it up, and now it's reset. This right here is a Gamewell M69. These pull stations are extremely uncommon. The chances of you coming across one of these are pretty slim, but just in case you do, it's great to know how to reset it so you can figure it out when you're in the field. So some of them are dual action, might have a little lift cover, but when you pull it down, it's very hard pull station to pull, so you have to pull it down. That's what it looks like when it's pulled. And in order to reset it, you have to take a screwdriver or some sort of small piece of pointy metal. And as you can see, this one is too big, so I have to go find a smaller one real quick. Alright, it doesn't have to be a screwdriver or anything. I'm just going to use a small pointy hex key. But you just have to push it in the hole, push the button that's on the inside, and then slide the cover down. And then this one, you see how there's a button there, so you don't have to flip any toggle switches. You have to put it back, you have to put the pull piece back up on top and slide it back in. And then push it back in. So that one's really tricky. That would be a hard one to figure out, but now that you've seen a demonstration, if you ever do come across this, you'll know. This right here is a Thorn B5 pull station. Very uncommon, but I have seen them in buildings before, so you absolutely have the possibility of coming across this. Pull down, just like that. As you can see, it's dual action. And then to reset it, you see how there's a little hex screw in there. Take the appropriate hex key. This one's already loose, so I'm just using my fingers. But take the appropriate size hex key, unscrew it, you have to lift it up, and there is a button and it is spring loaded. So you can just close it back up, and then retighten hex key on the inside. This right here is a Firelight BG6. These pull stations are extremely rare to find in a building, but to pull it, pretty simple. Just pull down like that, and you do have to take the screw out all the way on this one. And then it is spring loaded, it opens and resets, and there's a button. This right here is an ADT 5060-S. Some of them are made by ESL, but they all pretty much look the exact same. They reset just like the Simplex T-bar. As you can see, they're pulled just like that. Open it and close it. Same deal, button on the inside. This right here is a Faraday 10123-4 arrow handle pull station. Pulls just like that. A screwdriver or the hex key on this black part here. Opening up the pull station, there's a button, but this is not spring loaded, so you have to physically push that back up, closing it, and then using the screwdriver or the hex key to reset it. Just like that. Pretty simple. This right here is a Gamewell FCI pull station. There's a lot, and I mean a lot, of different brands that make this style of pull station. As you can see, they're metallic, they're not plastic, but they're all pretty much the same. So you pull just like this, and then in order to reset it, you have to stick the key in at the top, open it, flip the switch back. As you can see, the handle's not spring loaded, so push the handle back up, close the pull station, and then take the key out. Here's a different one that's very similar to the last one. As you can see, it just has a dual action part, but again, very similar. It's metallic. Put the key in the top, open it up, reset the handle, and then this one actually just has a button, so you just have to close it. If it has a button, in most cases, you just have to close the pull station. Some of these will have a hex wrench key in the top, so it won't have an actual key lock. It will have a hex wrench that you have to, a hex wrench lock that you have to use a hex wrench in order to open it. But it's all pretty much the same. This right here is a Notifier BG12. These are very, very common pull stations. They're still being made today. When they're pulled, it says activated at the top, and resetting these are pretty simple. You just have to put the key in, turn it, open it. And a lot of people think you have to lift the switch back up, but on this one you can actually just close the pull station. And as you can see, just by closing it, it automatically pushes it back up. These are also very, very, very uncommon. I've only seen this in a building once. So not likely you're going to see this, but if you do, you'll better understand how to reset it. So to pull it, just pull it down like that. You have to unscrew the hex screw. I'm just using my fingers because I have these in pretty loosely. And it's kind of just like the Gamewell M69 I showed earlier. This piece comes down. The only difference between this one and the M69 is there's the toggle switch, so you have to have it in the reset position. So flip that back up, and then you have to, instead of putting it in the top, you have to put the pull bar back in the bottom. So that goes back in, retighten the hex screw, and then as you can see, it's reset back to normal. This right here is a Life Safety MS51U, and some of these are branded by different companies like Mercom, but they pull just like the BG8 over there. As you can see, the whole front kind of comes down and there's a button that just releases. Some of these will just have a hole where you have to stick a screwdriver in and kind of pry it back into place. But this one, it's actually really nice. It just has a key where you just have to put the key in, turn it, close it, and then take the key out. This right here is an Autocall 4050-001T, and these are pretty uncommon, but I have seen them around, so take note. They pull just like this. As you can see, there's two yellow bars, and to reset it, you just need a screwdriver, screw right there in the middle, unscrew it, and when you unscrew it enough, the handle just pops back up. As you can see, there is a toggle switch on the inside. You just have to make sure that gets flipped back up, and then you can close the pull station back up by tightening the screw. Now this is the last pull station I'm going to say today, or should I say push station. This is made by S.E.R, and as you can see, all you have to do is push it. Now how do you think this would get reset? To reset this one, you actually need a special key that comes with the pull station when you order it, and it just goes in the bottom, and then you push in, and as you can see, the button is reset. So let's do that again. It's pushed in, and boom, reset. That's kind of an interesting one. I've honestly never seen this in a building, but they are around, so just keep in mind that. Some of them, the push part covers this entire place, and when it's pushed in, there's actually a little key in the middle. You have to stick the key in the middle, turn it, and then it will come out. So I don't have that kind though. I just have this part where it's just the button. Last but not least, it's very common to find one of these protective covers over a pull station. Some of them will have an alarm on the inside that's very loud, and that can make resetting the pull station very difficult. But there's a little trick. If you just flip the stopper over when the alarm is sounding, there's usually a little switch right here. You just flip the switch and that will silence the alarm that's in the stopper, so that way you can reset the pull station without getting your ears blasted. Some of them, like this model, don't have an alarm and it just kind of slides down. And all you have to do is, once the pull station is reset, just replace the stopper back into its normal place, make sure it's closed, and there you go. And that's the video on how to pull and reset all these different kinds of fire alarm pull stations. If you are a firefighter, I highly encourage you to share this video with your department, with other firefighters, as everyone at some point in the fire department usually will have to come across one of these pull stations and know how to reset it. So thank you for watching this video. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and share. And have a great day, everyone.